So let's assume that you build a business and it's worth $1 million. Well, instead of you taking out a salary of $100,000, you can go and take a loan against the value of your business for $100,000. Now, you still have $100,000 in your pocket, but this debt isn't taxable because you don't actually pay yourself anything. You're borrowing money from the bank, and now you have $100,000 in your pocket just like before, but this is tax-free because this is debt. Now, the thing that you have to remember is this $100,000 that you borrowed from the bank isn't your money. It's money that you're gonna have to give back to the bank plus interest. So if you have to pay this money back to the bank at, let's say, 6% interest, what you need to do is you gotta make sure that your business is growing by at least, what? At least 6% a year. Because if your business is growing by 6% or more a year, if your business is growing by 7% a year, then you came out a winner. So you didn't take an income. You don't have to pay any taxes on the $100,000. You borrow this money from the bank tax-free. And if you can grow the business by more than 6%, well, now you're a winner and you didn't have to pay any taxes. Elon Musk is probably the most popular example of this in action because he built Tesla. But while he was building Tesla for a number of years, he never paid himself a salary. So a lot of people were upset because he was worth billions and billions of dollars, but he paid $0 in taxes. The reason why he paid $0 in taxes was because he was paid not in dollars, but in stock options. So he never really got any money in the bank from his company. What he did was he got these stock options saying that he had the ability to buy Tesla shares for about $6 a share. It was something like $6 and some change, and he was given millions of shares. So when the stock price went up to $1,000 a share from $6 a share, he saw a lot of appreciation in the value of his stock options. And considering that he had millions and millions of stock options, he had stock options worth billions of dollars. Now again, this wasn't cash that he had in his personal checking account. This was the value of his investment, of his asset, his stock in Tesla. But instead of actually selling his stock and having this cash come into his bank account from the sale, that would be taxable. What he did was he went to the bank and he told them, hey, I have the stock worth $1 million. Just for example, give me a loan for $100,000. The banks were happy to do that because then the banks would make 6% interest, and now all Elon Musk has to do is make sure that his stock is growing faster than the interest that he's paying, because as long as he keeps doing that, he's coming out on top. He has cash in his pocket to live his life, and he doesn't have to pay a penny in taxes. Larry Ellison, the founder of Oracle, did the exact same thing. He had access to 250 million shares of Oracle, but if he sold those shares, he'd have a big taxable event. So instead of selling his shares and paying a whole bunch of money in taxes, he used the value of his shares to go to the bank and open up a $9.7 billion credit line. And now this is money that he can use to live his life. He's got to pay interest to the bank, but as long as the value of his company, his stock, is growing faster than the interest rate that he's paying, he's a winner. And then after that, they follow what I was talking about in the beginning of this video, which is BBD. Buy, borrow, die. What that means is you can keep doing this again and again and again, and as long as the value of your underlying asset, in this case the stock, the company, keeps growing, you can just do this until you die. Now you get to live your life, you get to have all of the nice things, and you never have to pay a penny in taxes. And then when you die, you pass your shares on to somebody else, and the person who gets your shares, your new company, they get something called stepped up basis, and they don't have to worry about the major tax implications because of the stepped up basis. What that means is, let's assume that you have a company worth $1 million, but your basis, what you bought it for, is $1,000. So in Elon Musk's case, remember, he was getting shares for $6 a share, and then when the Tesla company went up to $1,000 a share, if he sold his stock at $1,000, he would have to pay taxes on his profit, which is the difference between $1,000 and $6, which is $994 per share. So that's a lot of taxable income. So assuming here that you had a basis of $1,000 and now it went up to $1 million, you have almost $1 million in taxable income. So if you were to sell, you'd have a big tax bill. So one of the things that you can do is the buy, borrow, die. And now if you die, your heirs, let's assume it's your kids, get this $1 million asset. And then when they get this $1 million asset, they get stepped up basis. So the IRS assumes that they don't get it for $1,000. The IRS assumes that they bought it for $1 million. And so if your kids now sell this asset for $1 million, they have $0 in taxable income. If they sell it for $1.1 million, then their taxable income is $100,000. So you only have to pay taxes then on any gains above the $1 million, which is what the kids got. Now at this point, if you're thinking, Jaspreet, that's really cool if you were a billionaire like Elon Musk or Larry Ellison, but I don't have a $1 billion or a multi-million dollar business, so I can't take advantage of this. Well, there's some other things that you can do. If you have your own business or you're a side hustler, so now you're not a W-2 employee, you are a contractor, you have your own small business, well, what you have to remember is you only pay taxes on what's left. So you have your income that comes in, and then you pay your expenses, which are your deductions, and this is your taxable income. So what you have to understand is what can fall here. If you enjoyed this short clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, if you're interested in learning more about how to start generating passive income, our team put together an amazing guide on how to start generating passive income for free. All you gotta do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.